Love hurts, love scars, love wounds and mars. Any heart, not tough or strong enough to take a lot of pain, take a lot of pain. Love is like a cloud, holds a lot of rain. Love hurts. Ooh, ooh, love hurts. For someone who had not dabbled with a dating app like Tinder, is there one that you could actively seek out partners who could indulge in your wild sexual fetishes to a degree of kept escalating the danger that threatened your mortality? In 2024 Strange Darling, writer-director J.T. Mollner brought us a cat and mouse chase between two individuals that got the audience in the fold but awfully baffled until tearing away the multiple layers of the truth behind this unrepentant pair that we could have a cathartic release. The film began with portraying a guy in this salacious relationship as a scary and violent person, who in the movie actually called him the demon. His victim would be a blonde girl in the recognizable orange prison garb, with her left ear bleeding profusely as she was trying her best to elude the captive of the demon. Then we were told that the story will be unwrapped in 6 chapters that unraveled the last kill of a serial killer. The story was told in a non-linear fashion when we were brought to the first chapter as we got acquainted with the demon and his victim, whom he will be chasing after so vehemently, like Anton Chigurh hunting down Llewellyn Moss in No Country for Old Men. The victim will be called the Lady, as we know in the credits. The pair will engage in a transient sexual relationship, which led to what we saw in the prologue. But at this juncture, myself, as of all audience, would suspect the physical engagement got a bit too much, and when did the lady took off her crimson wig and dressed up as a prison inmate. A lot of questions to be answered, which fortunately did not take very long for Mollner to give us the truth behind the characters. And thank God, this was no Christopher Nolan's Memento, as the non-linear storytelling was not structured to be awfully baffling and off-putting. I was sure Mollner might have gotten a lot of inspiration from the Coens with the above-mentioned No Country for Old Men. It's just that the characters was not as well written and the plot was not of that upper echelon standard. The gratuitous use of violence was useful too to tell the story of the characters, and like Taylor Sheridan's works like Hell or High Water or Sicario, as well as another surprise favourite of mine in Bone Tomahawk, what unraveled on screen enthralled me and gave me that momentous buzz. I love how the craziness kept cranking and innocent people got involved and the ending came from somewhere I least expected, which perhaps led to a minute satisfying cheer on my part. As you can see, I tried to skirt around the plot and the characters' fates, so for those of you who went in fresh could get the acceleration from what unfolded on screen. This is yet another decent sophomore film this year from the horror movies reviewed in this channel, as director J.T. Mollner's previous works was a western called Outlaws and Angels in 2016. In some sense, Strange Darling was patterned after No Country, which sort of paid homages to a movie like True Grit, which the Coens remade as well. Of course, you were not caught dead seeing John Wayne committing sexual asphyxiation on Natalie Wood or something. In terms of filmmaking and storytelling, this was kind of middle of the road. There was no memorable visual to encapsulate the presentation, therefore the major twist will be how one will always associate with this movie. In the lead roles of the lady, we have Willa Fitzgerald, an actress who was featured in the Mike Flanagan's Netflix horror series The Fall of the House of Usher. It might be a sweeping statement to proclaim that the film would make or break with the performance of Fitzgerald, but the trials and tribulations of a character really drove the momentum of the plot, and while she was no Meryl Streep, Fitzgerald had a competent display. Playing opposite her in the role of the demon, we have Carl Gallner, not a household name, and he had that typical redneck white guy aura. Gallner himself had carved a name as a Scream King due to his accumulative starring roles in horror features over the year, and was seen in 2024 with Smile 2, reprising his role in the original movie. As the demon, I'm sure audience could feel the threat he exuded, but sadly, once again he was no Bardem's Anton Chigurh. There was a list of side characters that were caught up as collaterals, And it was quite amazing that Mollner managed to enlist the likes of Ed Begley Jr. and Barbara Hershey as a pair of aged hippies living in the mountain. Begley, of course, was the business rival suffering from alopecia to George Bluth in Arrested Development, and Hershey, besides making you think of the brand of chocolate, was a big name in the 1980s with films like Beaches, and she was the grandmother character in the Insidious franchise, which I could not recognize her in those movies, and I could not recognize her here as well. Fans of Breaking Bad will be happy to see Hank's DEA buddy, Steve Gomez actor Stephen Michael Quezada here as well, playing once again a law enforcer. One cool thing about Strange Darling was character actor Giovanni Ribisi assumed the role of producer, and this was the first movie assuming the role of director of photography. And it was not an awfully short film. Ultimately, Strange Darling was a nifty thriller feature with a cavalcade of plot twists and gratuitous violence to send the audience in an unsettled state, and certainly sit up and pay attention to the non-linear presentation, which Mollner fought to keep, and I felt it worked very well. I'm awarding 7 out of 10 for this sneaky horror thriller surprise. I'm grateful of how my reviews have been able to garner viewers due to some fortuitous algorithm without involving myself being a charming personality or a scantily clad lass. But I would really hope you, fantastic viewers, can click a like and share my videos, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. It will continue to spur me on for more reviews. Leave me some comments so that I can interact with you guys as well. My previous review was the highly anticipated Terrifier 3 from Damien Leone, so go and hear my thoughts on that. Damn, now my interest was kind of being piqued on seeing John Wayne and Natalie Wood in a modern setting as a couple who met on Tinder and had an awkward date night.